Hello, how are we all getting on? I'm in mission control. My captors are treating me well and I am well fed. Feels a bit like the lights. Yeah, so anyway, welcome. Thank you so much for what a great response. Wasn't expecting that at all, to be honest. This was a bit of a laugh. I guess you could say I've taken it a bit seriously, putting a camera every time I'm doing some work or whatever, but I just felt like having something to show what I was doing, really, and I hadn't really got any sort of real aims. But yeah, I think all the lovely comments and everything since the first video went live the other day, yesterday, have kind of made me think, wow, like people like this stuff. And I guess, I've been watching quite a lot of videos. There's like the Irish Homestead, those guys, they brilliant videos, and the Corner House Project, that's another one, and yeah, all the others, Elfin Homestead, I think it is, and getting comments off the guys in the County Roscommon project one. Sorry, I've forgotten the name of it, but yeah, everyone, like all these videos, I've been watching them for a while now, and yeah, and I kind of figured, wow, why don't I give that a go? Because I thought this is the kind of project that I think people might like to see. So I thought I'd give you a bit of a backstory about how I came about, why I'm here. You're probably wondering, what's this English bloke doing? And I get it. There's some people who go, oh yeah, you get another English person coming over to Ireland and taking a home. And I guess in some ways you're right. But back in 2020, during COVID times, my now ex-wife, we're now separated, and I'll get onto that in a bit, but I won't go over too much. It's all still pretty raw. We made the decision. We were living in southeast of England, and my ex is from Dublin originally, but has some family in the area in County Leitrim, actually, just down the road. And yeah, we decided, you know what, living in the southeast of England during COVID, we thought, let's make the move. And I think a lot of people did. So we're living in sort of suburbia, and we were looking at houses in the country, and we were looking to sort of downsize the value from what we had in the southeast of England, where we had a big mortgage. And so we bought a house, a lovely house, 3-bedroom, stone, 2-story old farmhouse, quite a unique property, quite an impressive, I guess you'd say, looking house, and it is a lovely home. And yeah, we moved over in early January 2021. We moved into that house. We moved over, stayed in my ex's parents' house in Dublin for longer than we wanted to, and probably longer than they wanted us to. They were very kind. Yeah, so anyway, we ended up staying with my ex's parents with our young 1-year-old son at that point. He was just about to turn 2. He had his second birthday in the house in a nearby village near to here, in the edge of County Roscommon, near the border with Longford. And yeah, had another boy. So both my sons, they're 5 and 3 now, but they are what I guess you would call Anglo-Irish, and really they've got kind of messed up accents. At least my oldest has. My eldest boy has. He's got kind of a Southern English mixed with country Irish accent now. He's kind of says certain words funny, but like it's great, and he loves it here. He loves it out here in the country. Yeah. So anyway, we're getting by, and then things fell apart with our relationship, and sadly, in 2023, at the end of May, we split, and I didn't have the support network that my ex-partner does, so I moved back to England. And when moving back to England, I was working for an Irish company at the time, and then as I was moving back, a job came up, a great job opportunity for me. I work in IT, if you're wondering. Not a builder. And I ended up getting a job over there and then flying back every month, once a month, like for a long weekend, taking like a day off each week, each month, like to go and fly back and see the kids. And then a couple of times, I think it was, I had them over in England to visit. I think it was a couple of times. But really, I was sad. I was pretty miserable. It was pretty hard on me, and yeah, I didn't really want this to be like like those sad backstories in Britain's Got Talent, or whatever. Those shows where they go, the backstory of why you should like this person or whatever. It's not what I'm after. It's the story of, I guess, of my life in recent times. So, after being there for a year, working at a company and a job I really liked, really enjoyed it, got on well with my teammates and stuff. I knew I wasn't happy though outside of work. Outside of work, I was sad. Like whenever I wasn't with the boys, I was missing them. It was hard. So I made the decision of moving back to Ireland, and I was thinking, what am I going to do about work? And amazingly, the company I work for have an Irish division, and they needed someone to fulfill the role that I currently worked at in the UK. So I grabbed it both hands, did a little trial, like just to make sure that I got on with the guys over here, and we got on well, and they were happy. And yeah, I took the job, and I transferred from the UK division of the company to the Irish division. And yeah, so I kind of make my way into the office once or twice a week, depending on what goes on and what have you, and what the needs there are. And I work remotely the rest of the time, and I'm currently sort of in between homes, as it were. I'm actually toying with getting a caravan, but I'm getting to spend a lot more time with the boys. And my ex has been very kind and let me stay over and things like that. So yeah, and work from there when I need to. So this place is really a place for me to be. So that kind of led me to look for a property. Once I'd sort of made the move back to Ireland and started working for the Irish for the company in Ireland, I started looking like instantly. Before I'd even left England, I was looking at properties to try and see what there was. And I've been to see quite a few, and there was one I fell in love with which was quite a bit more expensive than this. But I realised that it was probably not going to sell for the price that it was up for, and also it was going to be a lot of money to fix. I mean, I'm under no illusions. This place is going to be expensive to fix, and even if you take advantage of the vacant property grants and things like that, it's going to be mega money, right? Like the 50,000 euros that they give you, which is a brilliant scheme. It really is. It's very generous. And it could be 70 grand if your house is classed as derelict by the council. Like the whole, that goes very quickly. That money will be gone. Like, you're talking a re-roof, plumbing, a replumb and rewiring. That's easy gone, and then some. So this house that I was looking at, that I was interested in, and I was the winning bidder on it through an estate agent site. I think it was Remax. No, it was Sherry Fitzgerald, I think. Yeah, and that I was a winning bidder. But while I was waiting for that, and it was a long time, didn't hear anything back about my offer, and even though I was like the winning bidder for ages, never heard anything from the agents, and I kind of got a bit annoyed by that, because I felt like, well, he could at least have the courtesy of contacting me to see how realistic I am about things. And this house came up, and I'm not sure if there was some sort of a mistake when it was advertised or what, but it was listed initially on the property sites. There's a couple of main property sites. I think it's myhome.ie and daft.ie. These are the two main sites that most things will appear on. Some of them will appear like as sort of a public auction or whatever, so the price is a guide price listed. But this one was sort of a sale under private treaty, I guess you'd call it. In the UK, it's definitely what you would class it as. So basically, it was a deal between the seller and the buyer, what price you agree on. And this one was listed for 70,000 euros. Came with an acre of land or thereabouts. But it was listed as a site. When looking at the adverts, I just did a blanket search for everything. And this one came up. And my search was really quite restricted as well, as I didn't want to be more than, say, 15, 20 minutes away from where the boys live and where their schools are. So one's at play school and another one's at primary school, national school, as they call it here. And I wanted to be close to them so that picking up and dropping off and things like that would be easy, like would be easier, less hassle, I guess, and just the convenience and everything, and just being nice to be close by, knowing that you're not far away. It's nothing worse than being like, yeah, I'll come and see you guys, and it's like an hour with traffic or whatever. No, it's not like that at all. So the distance between this house and my ex's house, their family home, there is 15 minutes at most, and that's if you've got traffic, so you get stuck behind a tractor, and so it's great. And this house came up at 70,000. I came to see it, spoke to the agent. The agent met me here, which is always a bonus. Sometimes when you're looking at these properties, they just go, hey, yeah, there's no locks. Just go and have a look at it, and they won't meet you. But nicely enough, the guy, Keith, his name, he met me here and showed me around. One time he even forgot the key, and he actually climbed through this window behind me to let us in, so I could actually have a look around. I think the video that I'm going to put up about it, that this is probably the intro to actually, will be after Keith's gone through the window to let me in. Not realising that the back door was actually unlocked, but it was so stuck that it felt like it was locked. So yeah, that was it. I liked it, but obviously I still had this offer on the other house undergoing, and then got some funny business with the agents there. I don't know if it's the agents. I think it was the sellers, actually. I don't think the agents were too bad. I think the agent was being as truthful as they could be. But I think the seller kind of put me off that other house anyway. And with the money and looking at my finances, I didn't have much of a pot to do the proverbial in. I figured, I was going to swallow up all my money on a deposit as well as taking on a mortgage that I would then have to see if I could get financing to start renovation works as well, because when you apply for the grant, you get the grant after you've paid the money, so you need to have finances up front to do that. And I just felt it was going to be a real stretch. I think any lender would probably look at me and go, hey, you know what, Andy, you're a risk, right? So so this one came up, 70,000. I put an offer in, and I rang the agent up and I said, what will the seller take? I said, I'm looking, it's not an investment property. This is going to be a home somewhere for the kids to come and visit. It's going to be my home. I'm going to look after it. I guess putting on a bit of a sub story, maybe subconsciously I was doing that. But I don't know if that affected what the seller thought. But the sellers, I said to Keith, the agent, I said, what will they take to get it off the market? And it worked out. He came back to me and he said 72.5. I said 72.5 it is then, and that's what I paid. Now, bear in mind that at that point we went sale agreed. I put a deposit down. I can't remember what it was now. It was, I can't even remember what it was, 5,000 euros or something deposit I put down. I put down a 5,000 euro deposit, and it just we then went through conveyancing. Now it was a bit of a mix of things with the sort of legal side of things. When applying for a mortgage, being separated complicated it, because I needed a separation agreement, and while everything had been sort of verbal at that point, it had to go legal, so that made things difficult. It was just difficult. It was emotional, legal side from my side, to then be able to get the mortgage approved. So I had it approved in principle, but I needed to provide paperwork, including a separation agreement. Oh man. And then things with the seller. The seller didn't live in Ireland all of the year. So there were periods of time where nothing would happen. So it would be like 6 weeks, and it was pretty straining on me mentally and emotionally, wondering if I'm actually going to get this house. Anyway, October, I think it was the 3rd, whatever the Thursday was at the beginning of October, the first Thursday of October, the sale closed. I had the mortgage all done, the money was sent, and the keys were mine. And I went into the agents, and they said, and they're based in Roscommon town, I went into the agent's office to get the keys, more ceremonial than anything, because, as you know, there's there's not that much security here at the moment. Please don't rob me. Yeah, excuse me. Let's see, we're still on. Right, good. Yeah, yeah. Like I went and got the key, and tears in my eyes. It was a moment, right? Because this was me doing something for my future and for the kids' future. You know, to have a stable home like that, and I'll always be a part. I wanted to be, I've always been a part of their lives, and I want to always be a part of their lives for as long as I'm alive. And yeah, so coming back to this, place, and I came over, and then the night of that, Storm Amy rolled in the Friday, the morning after, and that's when those trees out the front, which you'll see in another video, or might have seen already, depending on how this goes out. Knocked over a bunch of trees, but again, dead lucky they went away from the house. And but it was a good start, like it felt a bit like, right, okay. Storm, I think it was Dara or Owen, I can never remember which, because it feels like forever ago now, because there's so much happened in between. But like at the beginning of the year, end of last year, beginning of this year, those other trees went over with that at the beginning of the year, just shortly after I went sale agreed. Then those trees went the day after I closed. So it felt a bit like every time a major milestone happens with this house, trees fall over. So I'm really urgently trying to get a tree surgeon in, which actually just happened this afternoon. I've spoken to another tree surgeon, but he's kind of taken his time about coming back to get a quote. Whereas this guy just turned up. He happened to be working down the road, and he knows this house. He even said he's been in here before as a kid, because he used to be friends with the son. And it's amazing, like, small world, right? Especially out in country Ireland. And like he wanted to have a look around, so I showed him around. But yeah, he's got a machine that can grab and cut the trees and all of this stuff. So yeah, that's really good. And then so we're looking at topping all the trees and things and stuff. And unfortunately, those trees between the shed and the house here, they've got to go. Just they're too close to the power lines. They're in danger of hitting the house or something else. And yeah, we'll go into that in another video. But yeah, that's kind of my story, really. So I bought the house. I got a little bit of a war chest in terms of money, which is going to hopefully be recuperated with a grant, with the vacant property grant. But yeah, I wanted to try and do as much as I can myself. I'm quite hands-on sort of guy and like to be hands-on. And I like to also hand over to people who are professionals where it makes sense for safety reasons, or just, too far out of my comfort zone. So I'm not going to lie and pretend that I'm going to do everything. I know, like some of these other channels, that people do literally do everything, and hats off to them. All I can say. But I'll do as much as I can, and I like to sort of just think that's just want to show that. So what I'll do is I'll show in this video, which I guess this will be the lead up to. I'll show you the viewing of the house. Maybe do some bits with the plan of the house, like the floor plan of the house and things, and a little bit of that. And kind of that's my story. I'm in my 40s. I don't know if I look older or younger. I never really know. I've been bald since I was 20 something, so I haven't really changed my style. It's stayed the same. I think I just look more haggard in the face maybe than I did in my 20s or 30s for sure. But like, yeah, I'm not a young spring chicken, but I like to think that I'm young at heart. I do tell a lot of silly jokes and mainly dad style jokes, but also just silly ones. And yeah, I guess maybe a little bit nuts. Talking to myself comes naturally. So talking to a camera, it's a little bit weird, but like, this is, you will, if people have said that they've walked into like a place and I'm there on my own and they thought that I was talking to someone. So, because I'm just gibbering away, I don't know, maybe I just don't like the sound of silence. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the videos. Thank you again for all the lovely comments and stuff that I've been getting and encouragement. It really, yeah, it's really encouraging, and thank you very much. And all I can say is, thank you. And just, yeah, if you want to keep watching, keep watching. I'm not going to ask you to do all of that usual like and subscribe stuff. Like, if you want to, you want to. If you don't, you don't. I'm not. I'm not going to try and force anyone. I've got no real motive like that. So, if you want to kind of watch along and come along for the ride, then brilliant. And if not, then all the best to you. Whatever. But thank you for all of those with the kind words and support and all of that. It's been great. So on that note, let's have a look and see what happened back in the day. This would be around October 2024. So this is the house. It's nice. It's a lovely driveway setting. Really nice. Doors open. So guttering needs doing. Tree is pretty close. Be nice to get rid of that tree. It's just too damn close to the house. But the good news is concrete slab around it. There's even drainage. And there's a manhole cover. Septic tank must be somewhere over there. Don't know where the entrance to that shed is. It's kind of funny because it's like, it would be perfect for a garage, but it doesn't seem to have a garage entrance. Maybe there's one around the side. Okay. There's a door. Is there a shed door? Is there a workshop door for machinery? Kind of feel like if there was, it would be there. But maybe it's the other side. Let's see. There's one out here. Well, there's a window. But anyway, I'm not going to be delving into the shed right now. But yeah, stone-bottomed barn with corrugated roof. Obviously, farming, whatever. Those boys. It's a nice setting. It's actually a nice day now. It's going to be stormy tomorrow. Obviously, new windows all around. But you know what? Some loose roof tiles, yeah. These trees here. I mean, there's obviously the boundary. Oh yeah. There's the boiler. What's left of it. So I need a new boiler by the look of it. There's the electric pump. Electric's on. Actually connected to the USB. That's good news. I'm not going to go delving in. But yeah, it's cool, isn't it? There's the waters and stuff. I mean, to me it looks like that could all do with a Not with a rewire, but definitely a refit of the rewire, a bit of a rewire. The windows have all been left open for drainage, for airing. Gable wall looks alright. That's the power connection there, so that is a bit of a sketchy situation for the power. The power line's going across there, and then our power line for that house would be going through those trees. And I imagine that the owner of this house owns, so the whole driveway is tree lined all the way along, and it looks like it's giving access to a field behind it. I don't know who owns this land in front of it, but this is sort of like the boundary here by the look of it. Yeah, it's a nice, I tell you what, you could do some of it. This slab's a bit knackered here, but oh well. Oh, I see why it's knackered. Look at that root. So they obviously had all of that up. Same problem, you see, these trees are just too damn close. They're too damn close. Oh, there's the oil tank. Wonder if it's got anything in it. And that's the boundary. See, I think the boundary line is probably a bit further along, but anyway, it's got a nice side access. Absolutely no guttering on this house whatsoever. So that's a problem. Let's see if you can have a look at there. Frosted front window, front door. Obviously had ivy all over it. You can see the lines of where the ivy was. It was completely covered in moss, and this has been all ripped off. So someone's actually done some of that prep work, but I like these cornerstones on these walls. It's really pretty. That could be something, couldn't it? For the money. Exterior lights. I'll tell you what, that was a really fine home at one stage. It could be again. I really like it. Yeah. The extension is suitable. Yeah. Chimneys need capping. It's got electric though. That's an interesting thing. Obviously, I'd say, don't know if this actually belongs to the house. This roadway would probably belong to the farm maybe. But these trees would need to be, yeah, it could be one of those sort of every few years fix it up. But yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, this tree's no longer needing chopping down, but God, it's done some damage, all right. The house is still here, but yeah, it's done some stuff. The oil tank is now on the floor because it's ripped up the whole concrete. And obviously that's now an issue. Yeah, holy moly, here it is. Those trees completely come down. There's 2 or 3 more over there that have come down actually. Oh God. Yeah, I can't go that way, I have to go the other way. And then there's this tree that somehow sort of, I think it's snapped off the edge of the house. Yeah, it's bad. We thought we had it bad, this place had it worse. Okay, let's just come around here. Power line's still up. That tree, amazingly, hasn't come down. We could do it any minute. Oh my God, look. Yeah, so it's snapped off there. Wow. Wow, that was some storm. My gosh. So yeah, this is just, yeah, it's just literally pulled everything off there. The concrete and that, obviously when it lifted, it's just ripped up the whole thing. But that, look, you see, that's how shallow pine tree roots are. You see how tall they are? That's it, that's what there is. Wow. I mean, that's a few trees left to have to cut down. But my God, I can't imagine what it would have been like to be in the house and that happened. That would have shaken the whole house. That back room with the concrete floor and the issues with like the damp, So you've got this extension. It's all concrete floored, which is fantastic. I'm really pleased about that. Makes it easier. Where I could see daylight, that's kind of around there above that window. There, somewhere around there. And you can see lots of random tile bits and pieces and fixes and bodges. So yeah, that'll be what that is. So let's pretend we've come in from the little lobby area. Okay, so we came in from in here. There's a pendant there already. Huh? There's a ladder there for some reason. Lots of pipes, which kind of want to get rid of, really. I farted. Okay, that's great, Max, on my video. And this smoky door. And then we're into this little utility room. There's electrics there. Yeah. Okay, so this will be yours and Elliot's room. This will become yours and Elliot's room eventually. Yeah? What's this? Well, they are religious things. And Dad, there's a chimney. There's a chimney there, yeah. You could have a little stove in here if you wanted. So now, maybe when you're a bit older. Hard concrete floor in here. So anyway, let's get out of here. Dad, come see the bathroom. Yeah? So let's go. This is the kitchen dining room. There's a big bathroom. This is where I want to put things. Counters and whatnot. Look at the bathroom. Yeah. It has a giant We've got a little foyer. Little room with about 1 million more. I mean, I'm going to get some money on the copper, aren't I? You need to clean this bathroom. Yeah, well, you might not have a bath in there straight away, eh? No. Yeah. Look at the sink and the toilet. And the sink and the toilet, yeah, they're all a bit green. That's because they've been empty for so long. Let's see what's in the toilet. Empty, I think. Yeah, but it has some water in it. Oh, okay. How's that? Water. Let's see. I've not actually tried any of these. Nope. I mean, that was nowhere near the bath edge anyway. Yeah, concrete floor. Feels pretty good. You might need to fix this door a little. I think I'm going to get new units, buddy. I might get a new unit for it. And there's an electric wire there for the light. So those going to have, yeah, might have a light thing there. Look at this. Dad, this one has plugs. Oh yeah, I see what happened there. Okay, so there's a bit of damp down there. How's that come up through? Probably from the gutter and being missing on the wall here. This one's going to be the sitting room. That's all that business up there. Yeah. Dad, there's plugs. Yeah, there's plugs in here. Now this room is small, isn't it? But this is a stud wall. So this is going to become the living room, this room. Wait, Dad? That's a stud wall. And then there's a bit more stud wall there. And then behind here, I can see. Yeah, and I wanted to. Daddy wanted to put in here. Daddy wanted to put in a door. A door? Yeah, another door here from the living room out to the garden. You might need to take it to the store this window. I think I need to get a lot of things, buddy, but I think a console is probably what I need for cutting the bottom of the wall. Yeah. So then. It's nice, isn't it? It's a good size. It's good. Oh, that's good, Max. I'm glad you like it. See? And then look at this up here, look. So this is the room Mommy was looking at. Yeah, so this room here, look, and look, someone studded out the wall here. Look, and there's another fireplace there, look. And look, that's a little thing, and that's where we were. You know, we were in the room? Yeah. Well, that's where we were, so... Dad, why is there a snake in here? There's lots of strange things in here, buddy. Like, what's all this about? Like, good timber day. But like yeah, so we're gonna be working. I'm gonna be working hard, basically. Dad, look, come and look. That's a solid wall. Come look, I found another key. Yeah. This is a solid wall. Yeah, that's a solid wall. No dial tone. Surprised. Look, I found a key. Yeah, and then look, there's this wall here. Is this a solid wall? Well, this wall we don't need to stud out. This wall can just be, oh yeah, that's solid. So that wall there is going to get studded out marginally. And then,
Then it will be all clean.
Yeah, and then we're going to get another, so this room here, now this room, that's a stud wall.
Daddy, just want pass a key.
Is that stud wall? That's studded. So we could rip this room out,
Maybe you might need to buy...
put new studs in,
Dad, you need to buy a new oven.
You think I need to buy a new oven? Yeah, I think you might be right.
There's a drum.
Okay, right, well last room then is, we're going to look in the lobby of the house. So this is the entrance, this is the front door. It's where you come in. It's quite a nice size, isn't it? Good size.
Solid.
Yeah, solid walls. Yeah, this is like this is the original walls of the house.
I really need to go to the toilet.
You need to wee.
No, no.
Well, we haven't got anywhere to go poo, buddy. We'll have to go back to the house.
Dad, why is there a spoon? Why is there a spoon? Dad, look at this.
Don't come in here.
I found a spoon.
So we need to.
I found a spoon, Dad. What's a spoon doing here? Spoon?
Put it back, buddy, where you found it, okay? Right, let's go. Right, well, let's go. Yeah, there's a wallpaper scraper. Someone obviously was doing some work on this place. Yeah, it's a lovely house.
But how did it even
We're going to get rid of all the religious artefacts.
How did it even get destroyed?
Well, it didn't get destroyed, it just got left, buddy. Just got left. Right, let's go. Shall we go? Shall we go home?
Yeah.
You need to go to the toilet, yes? So we have to hold it, buddy. Okay, we'll close that.
Now we can go in. Every day now.
Not every day.
We won't need to use
It's not mine yet, buddy. It's not mine yet. No. Right, and there's some sheep that have, I think we're going to feed them, but unfortunately for them, we're not. Yeah. Right, let's go back to the house.